Hey, what is good, peasants? My name is JayVee, back here today with another draft analysis, potentially my last one of Sword and Shield. Who knows? Might be stuck on this game, might not be. Depends on what the Diamond Pro remakes have for us. But regardless, we're here today for our draft analysis here in the IBA, which is the International Battlers or Battling Association. Not really sure which one. But yeah, it should be a fun time. Shout out to the commissioner, SlightliSalti, and all the other admins for letting me in. And yeah, I'm very happy to be here. Got a lot of, people I have never played before, which is really cool. And we also got a few homies in the league. We got our boy Jeff, we got Kurt as well, and the homie JayVee, who coincidentally we play week 1, and also coincidentally made finals the last 2 seasons of this league, and he also won season 2. So we got a big test coming right out the gate. And also coincidentally, he kind of screwed up with my first pick, but we'll get to that here in a second. That's more jokes than anything, but the screwing over my pick part, the other stuff, it's what it is. But yeah, it should be a pretty fun time. This is going to be a 10-week season, so let me know what you think my record is going to be, and let me know what you think my kill leader is going to be once you see my entire team. So going in, I didn't really have a plan for round 1. I didn't really have a plan for round 1. Maybe I do, it depends on what I feel like using, but the one Pokemon I felt like using, I didn't really, it wasn't a round 1 Pokemon, so I didn't, take it round 1, obviously. And I was just even kind of gonna wait and see what made it to me at round 1. And I was one effing pick away from getting Zeraora falling to me. And the guy who picked before me was deciding between Zeraora and the Pokemon I ended up with. But he went with Zera at the behest of Jay. So damn it, I kind of hate it here, but it is what it is. We ended up with our first overall pick being Tornadus T. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not super in love with this Pokemon. It's not really a great Pokemon to build a team around, in my opinion. It's a freaking phenomenal Gloomon. It's like a great, yeah, it's just a phenomenal Gloomon. It's a phenomenal, what's the word I'm looking for? Like backbone to a team, maybe? Not necessarily. It's not really like a kill everything type mon. It's an okay mon. It's decently offensive, but you gotta run nasty ball to do real damage, and you have to rely on Hurricane to kill shit. So I'm not super in love with it, especially as my first round pick, but it's fun. It's the best Pokemon on the board by far, so I went ahead and took it, and that's what we got. So Torn gonna be here. Hopefully we land our Hurricanes. Obviously he's one of the best just offensive pivots in the game, and that's gonna be a theme of this team. Gonna have a lot of pivots on the squad, and it is what we do around these parts. We pivot, we click buttons, and we get ourselves in better positions to click more buttons. So that's what we do. But yeah, Torn, one of the best offensive pivots in the game. U-turn regenerator, it doesn't die. The thing with it though, aside from Hurricane just not landing, is it feels like it's boost locked, and a lot of Pokemon weak to rocks feel like that in Gen 8, but this Pokemon just, like, the boots are too good not to run on it. You might get away with running Assault Vest or off boosting item like Life Orb or something occasionally, but more often than not, like, boots are just too damn valuable on a Pokemon like this to really justify running anything else. But we'll see. Maybe, hopefully, I'll be able to switch it up a little bit. That is the main problem with this team. I'll go ahead and tell you straight up. There's not a lot of versatility on it, and you guys know me. That is like what I usually build my teams around and plan around. Those are the type of Pokemon I typically love, or typically just enjoy having on my teams more. Are just a super versatile, can do a whole lot of things, can be mixed attackers. Just Pokemon with very deep, very vast move pools. I drafted a lot of one-trick ponies in this league. Speaking of one-trick ponies, our next pick is the Pokemon I actually wanted to put my team around, so I knew what I was getting into when I decided to do it. But speaking of one-trick ponies, we have Spectre as our round 2 pick. So I just wanted to use this Pokemon. It gets a really, really bad rap for just not having a lot outside of Shadow Ball and just having a pretty poor move pool. Listen, of course it's walled by normals and dark types. You have 11 other Pokemon on your team to fix that. If you're that bad of a team builder that you can't, see the strengths of a Pokemon like Spectre and how good it can be, then you're just bad at the game. I'm sorry. If you think Spectre can't be good because its move pool is bad, you're just a bad team builder. That's point blank period. Spectre is phenomenal. It has a great speed tier, great special attacks, that great ability in Grimne. It's special Moxie basically. So get a kill, you raise your special attack. This Pokemon can snowball like none other. It's a great late game cleaner if you position yourself well, getting rid of your opponent's dark type or your opponent's normal type. That's why you draft around getting rid of those things, by the way. Tornadus, pretty damn good at that. Spamming U-turn, spamming knockoff, being able to wear down bad or normal types. That's what Torn does, is wear shit down. Anyway, yeah, Spectre, definitely the Pokemon I wanted to build around. I didn't really have a reason to. I just like Spectre looked really fun to use, and I haven't really got a chance to use it. And you guys know how much we love horses on this channel, so I thought, hey, might as well go ahead and grab myself a horse. Could I have waited on it? Potentially. I don't think it would have made it back to me, so I went ahead and made sure I got it around 2. It was the Pokemon I wanted to build around, so I went ahead and made sure I got it. Speaking of, you know, Pokemon that I didn't think would fall to me, in round 3, managed to pick myself up Excadrill. So it was kind of a no-brainer decision once I saw it there. I know I'm blowing through a lot of points. We had a 120-point budget for, I think we could have drafted less than 11 Pokemon. I'm not really sure. I don't remember. I drafted 11 Pokemon anyway because I just wanted to. But yeah, we got Excadrill on the squad. And at round 3, this is just too good a value to pass up on. Like, y'all know how I feel about Steel types. There are very few good ones, and Excadrill is, in my opinion, one of, if not the very best Steel type in the game currently. And it's also a great rapid spinner. You guys know how I feel about rapid spin too. There are like 4 good rapid spinners in the game, and spoiler, we have 2 of them on this team, so very happy with that. Excadrill is the type of Pokemon that you can just slap rapid spin on and not have to really worry about the rest of the set. SD sets are obviously phenomenal. Sand rush sets, maybe if we get sand on the team, who knows? Spoiler if we don't, but hey. Mold Breaker is like my favorite ability in the game, so hey, we'll just Earthquake a fucking Rotom. You think you gotta Rotom to switch in? Nah, son, you're getting Earthquake. But yeah, Excadrill, one of the best Steel types in the game. Great rapid spinner, just a fantastic offensive, you know, ground type. It's just a great all-around Pokemon. Something I've used a million times and I'm very comfortable with. Haven't really had the chance to use it too much in Gen 8 because it typically goes way higher than I am willing to take it. It usually goes like early round 3. I've never seen it make it to late round 3. I believe, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I think I had 14th pick out of 16 coaches. I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah, I had another really low pick because you know, I can't have anything nice, boys. I had, you know, the number 2 pick in my own league, and we all know how that turned out. So maybe I just do better when I have you know, lower round picks. We'll see. But next up, I thought about taking T-Tar. I really wanted to, but I didn't because the Pokemon ended up taking oh, sorry, I lied. This is Jirachi. So this is a post-draft transaction. It doesn't matter. We'll get to that in a little bit. But Jirachi here gives me a grounded poison type. Obviously, it gives me a dragon type as well, which is just, you know, 2 very nice typings to have. Adaptability, one of the best offensive abilities in the game, alongside Mold Breaker, which we talked about you know, a second ago with Drill. But it gives me a nice slow pivot, which is very nice. It gives me some damn buttons to click. You know, Sludge Bomb, Draco's adaptability boosted flip turn, like I said. And then it gives me T-Spikes, which is going to be very nice to couple with Spectre. You know, just being able to spam Hex, which is going to be very solid. This was originally Nihilego, but I decided that I needed more removal on the team. I had only Excadrill and 1 other Pokemon. I'm like, you know, this team could use a little bit more removal, especially if I don't want Torn to be boots locked all season. So I ended up having to drop Nihilego. It was a Pokemon I was really looking forward to using, but I felt like it made the team a little bit better. And well, that actually ended up being not true because spoiler alert, Excadrills are only Stealth Rockers. So this team will probably look very different after week 2, maybe after week 1. I'm gonna wait and see how that goes. But yeah, I don't like Excadrill being my only Stealth Rocker. I'll tell you that right now. I don't really, you know, click rocks all too often these days, but you don't want Excadrill to be clicking rocks ever, so we might be, you know, looking to make a couple changes here and there. But yeah, Jirachi, really solid. Just a good pivot as a dragon type. T-Spikes are fantastic, and then ground and poison, so I don't get T-Spike stacked because I don't like getting T-Spike stacked. So yeah, we have that little bit of a niche there as well, so we'd love to see it. Now, getting back into what I was talking about earlier, I thought about taking T-Tar. I really did, but I ended up not doing it simply because, well, I took Nihilego before I did that, and then T-Tar was still available for me. But I'm like, you know what, I could take both of them. You know, Nihilego in Sand actually isn't bad because you need that nice little Spadef boost, but I didn't end up doing it because the Pokemon that I did end up taking to be my Dark type was 2 points cheaper, and that was Obstagoon. So, funny story, Jay wanted Obstagoon, and I'm like, well, that sucks. And then Jay ended up taking T-Tar. And then after the draft, when I was, you know, looking at, you know, trades to make, I'm like, oh, I could offer him the trade, and he's like, hey, you still want this goon? He's like, actually, I kind of feel like using T-Tar. I'm like, all right, you know what, that's fair, you do you, buddy. So he, yeah, just this whole league just keeps coming back to Jay somehow. I don't really know how that ends up happening, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, we ended up with Goon. It's a really solid Dark type. Like, you guys know, I lose to Psychic types a lot, but I've been making a conscious effort to draft good Dark types earlier than I maybe should in the last few leagues, so I haven't really had that problem in a little bit, thankfully. But Obstagoon is the type of dark type that just doesn't even care if you do get boosted up with your fucking sword powers and whatnot. Guts boosted knockoff just gonna 2-KO you through it. Like it doesn't care. Fuck your defense boost, you get into 2-KO'd anyway. So very happy with that. It also has parting shot to keep up the theme of, you know, gaining momentum, getting Spectre in for free, being able to wear shit down like, you know, your normal types and your dark types. So yeah, Obstagoon, just a type of Pokemon that can smack some Pokemon around. Just a great wall breaker. Really solid speed tier for the squad as well. So looks pretty good on the team. Very happy to have it. I don't even know what's next, so let's just, you know, it's gonna be a surprise for me too. Okay, so Rotom. It's a Rotom. Gives me another, like I said, good pivot. It's a Rotom. That's what it do. It's a good offensive or even defensive pivot. Does have nasty punt nowadays, so it doesn't make Leaf Storm as much of like a double-edged sword. Where yeah, you do a lot of damage with Leaf Storm, but you're literally just set up fodder the next turn. Something can just come in, set up in front of you, and not care. So Nasty Block kind of makes up for that. Does, you know, also help spread status as it gets, you know, T-Wave, Willow, and Toxic. So it can help, you know, facilitate Hex sweeps with Spectre, so it's very nice. And yeah, it's just a Rotom. It's annoying. It's a good defensive pivot, and it helps break waters, which, hey, we take those. Speaking of waters, that's another thing that I have not been drafting well the last few drafts. I ended up with fucking Gastrodon as my only water in UPA, which worked well for 4 weeks, and then was bad for the other 6. And then in UPBA, I have fucking Arctivish as my only water type, and that's not going too well. Which, by the way, Dorian and I finally played our week 2 game. That'll be going up tomorrow, as you guys are seeing this, and then week 3 will be going up the day after that. So I got a lot of uploads coming. You're gonna get 3 in a row. Those 2 are actually already uploaded, but I didn't want to double upload because that just kills your views. If you double upload, you're an idiot, especially in small channels. So just don't double upload. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, Rotom. Water types. I've been drafting a lot of really bad water types lately, so I made sure I got a good one. Blastoise, one of my favorite waters to use in draft history. It's a great rapid spinner, great bulky water, has Shell Smash now, so it can be offensive as well. Flip turn, more momentum. Do I need to say more? Blastoise, one of my favorite water types. I use it all the time. You guys know what it can do. It's just one of the best waters in draft. Don't fucking at me. Now, you may be thinking, hey JB, you know you're supposed to draft a, you know, good punching type, a good fighting type to help break those darks and those normal types so your Spectre can actually do damage. Well, I waited a little longer than I should have. I thought about drafting Galarian Zapdos the round I took Nihilego, which ended up being Drialgi. So I thought about drafting Galarian Zapdos there. Didn't end up doing it because I already had Torn, because I didn't want double normals, or double birds, I guess. Yeah, definitely double birds. So I didn't end up taking Galarian Zap, that is. Honestly, I think I would have liked this team more if I had just taken Torn Spectre rounds 1 and 2. Or no, Zapdos Spectre rounds 1 and 2. I think I would have liked this team a little bit more if I just did that. If I just got fucking Zero Aura. But yeah, I don't know, dude. We'll see though. But in terms of my fighting type that I do have on the team, Jesus, I just completely lost my entire train of thought. I don't know if you guys could tell. I just completely forgot. Like, my brain just went to mush. Anyway, fighting type I do have on the team is gonna be Mienshao. Mienshao I used in UPA this past season, is actually one of my favorite Pokemon to use. It's just one of the best like choice scarf features in the entire game. Great speed tier for it. Great pivot as well. Just you know standing or continuing that theme. It also gives me a regenerator core, which actually big brained it. Just kidding. I meant to take fucking Torn Mienshao, idiots. The U-turn fucking regenerator core, dude. I meant to do that. But no, Reckless High Jump Kick has no switch-ins. Mienshao is just a great, just pivoting, fighting type, close combat spam, knockoff spam, U-turn. Those are 3 of the best buttons in the entire game. CC, knockoff, U-turn. What else do you need on this set, dude? Honestly, you don't need anything else. It's just a really good Pokemon. Solid speed tier. Fits in between Torn and the rest of the team, so that's very nice. And yeah, dude, happy to be using Mienshao again. One of my favorite fighting types to use. Use it a lot in Gen 7, so I'm down to use it back to back as a Pokemon I don't mind using a time or two, because it's always going to do good things and it's always just a really solid Pokemon. So this is where the team, so these last 3 Pokemon plus Torn are where I'm really just not into this team. From Spectre to Mienshao, I fucking love every single Pokemon on this team. Like those, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, those 7, like the middle 7. So yeah, those middle 7, love them. Have no problems with any of those. Torn in these last 4 though, I'm less than in love with, I'll say. So next up we have fucking Rapidash. This was a post-draft pickup. So I did the math wrong when I was mathing out my transactions, and it turned out I had a leftover point. So I ended up picking up Rapidash, thinking I only had 3 points left, but I actually had 4 points left. So yeah, I have a 1-pointer at the end. That, I mean, it's a cool 1-pointer, but it's a 1-pointer. So I kind of messed it up. I could have definitely done more things, like just picked up different Pokemon had I known I had an extra point, but I'm stupid and can't do math. So ended up with Rapidash. Rapidash is just, it's a good Pokemon. I like Rapidash. Obviously we have Double Horse. Like, I have no problems with Rapidash as a Pokemon. Rapidash on this team though is not good. Flame Body, Flash Fire, good abilities. It's a shit speed tier with me and Shell. It's like, it's literally like, has good abilities and it's a fire type. That's what it is. It's literally the same speed tier as me and Shell. I just said that, but I talked out of order. Swords Dance is cool, I guess. Flare Up is cool, I guess. Poison Jump is cool, I guess. Mega Horn, but like, it does not work on this team. It does literally the same thing me and Shell does, except for the fact that it's a fire type and not a fighting type. Like, it's just it's not good. It's not good. This next Pokemon though, I do like Rapidash, just not on this team. I think you guys get the gist. Like, it just don't work here. It don't go here. This next Pokemon I am actually kind of okay with a little bit. It's all right. It is our fairy for the team. It is going to be Slurpuff. I like Slurpuff a lot. It's the type of Pokemon that if you don't prep for Belly Drum, you're going to lose to Belly Drum. But if Belly Drum doesn't have a good matchup, it's kind of just there. It's not really a good, like, you know, bulky defensive fairy that you typically, you know, want a fairy type to be. It's not really good at those things. But it does get Sticky Web, which is cool. It does get some decent coverage with like Dazzling Gleam, Flamethrower. I believe it also gets T-Bolt. Does it get T-Bolt? It does get T-Bolt. It gets Surf as well for some reason. So Calm Mindsets can be a thing potentially. It does get Aromatherapy, so it can do those things. Like, it can do fairy type things. It just has shitty bulk, like 80 HP, 86 defense, 75 spin. Like, it's not bulky, but hey, if Belly Jump Slurpuff has a good matchup, it's gonna, you know, beat the shit out of a team. And, you know, maybe some weeks you'll be able to get away with, you know, running your freaking Sticky Web lead and be fine. But most of the time, like, it's gonna be Belly Jump or Sticky Web. That's really the only two things it can do. Like, it's not a great defensive fairy. It's just not. But maybe we'll be able to make it work. Like I said, I'm not in love with these last three. Last up, I am in love with this Pokemon. It's just it's not gonna do anything. Like, I fucking love Walrein. Literally, the only reason I picked it up, I didn't even know I had the 1 point. I just picked it up because the person who was putting transactions said, by the way, you have 1 point left. I'm like, oh, let me look through 1 point. Like, it was post draft. So like, what you typically want to do with your 1 to 2 point Pokemon is take something that forces prep. There's nothing there after the draft that forces prep. Like, all those Pokemon were gone. So I'm just like, you know what, fuck it. Walrein's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time design wise. So let me just go ahead and grab it. I had it in, I think it was NCP. I know I had it in another draft earlier. This gen, and it actually came to a couple games, so that's pretty cool. But we got Walrein again. Is it gonna come to a game? I don't know, probably not. But it's a really cool Pokemon, and I fucking love its design. Like, it's just a really cool Pokemon. This Spheal line is one of my favorites. Like, Spheal is an honorary UPA mascot, dude. I fucking love it. Celio's cool too. But yeah, Walrein's dope. It's on the team. Maybe it'll have a good matchup before it gets dropped. I don't know. I expect this team to look very different, like, later on this season. I don't think I highly doubt I make it through this season without making transactions, and we'll see what those end up looking like. Who knows? But yeah, that's really gonna do it for me, guys. Like I said, it's gonna be a 10-week season. Let me know what you think my record's gonna be, and let me know what you think my kill leader is going to be, and I will catch you all in